But if that was coming up further up, you could have gases coming out the flue into an open window back into the property.
Yes.
Okay, that's consideration. Didn't think about that. Makes sense when you say it out loud though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
In the cottage, thinking about where the boilers are going.
Yes.
Where's your head at?
My head originally was in the loft, but I poked my head up there and there's no room up there for anything.
Okay.
The second option is probably back in here somewhere.
And this is going to become a downstairs WC anyway.
Depending on how we configure it. Toilet, basin, boiler tucked away in this corner. Because other than that, there's not, you don't really want to stick it in a bedroom. Mm-hmm. Nowhere in the bathroom to go, you can't build a cupboard around it. Kitchen's tight.
Yeah, the only thing I'm thinking is, would it go there? That feels potentially like the least offensive place to put it. You wouldn't go, can't run the flue out the back.
You can run it up. We've got vertical flue, so we're going up anyway.
We've got a vertical flue. Okay.
So yes, it potentially putting a few switches there. So potentially we could go, whether that's to run outside light, whether it's run boiler, I'm not sure.
Yep.
So it could go there, flue out the roof, pipe work can be ran either round and up because we're going through there to the property.
Yep.
So yeah, boiler can sit just there.
Yeah, I think that'd be my preference because then boiler sitting there, easy access. They could potentially put some storage or something in here, and then you're going to have...
Whether it's basin, toilet basin.
Yeah, doesn't matter there. Really,
tucked away. So yeah, on that as well, we've got to think of getting the saniflow out, or macerator.
Would you explain what a macerator is?
So a macerator is a waste disposal poo muncher kind of unit which sits behind the toilet when you've got limited access to drains. So in this scenario, our drain is all the way around the far side of the property. Mm-hmm. We're not going to get enough fall on our pipe underground to run back to that chamber. So we're sticking a macerator in, which as you flush the toilet, will churn everything up and it pumps it out, up and across to a drain point that we choose. There are universal ones which you can go down and across or horizontal, but they have a max height and a max length.
Okay.
So then they might push up 5 metres and across 10 metres. So that's something we have to take into account when we're...
And that gets pushed into the soil stack somewhere?
Yes.
Okay. Thinking about, because that's obviously going to have a door on it, because it's a downstairs WC.
Which way is the door going? Are you having a solid door? Are you having bifold?
It's got to go that way. Full
so
door.
You'd be on the internal skin. So yeah, if you went full door, or you went bifold, it kind of...
Oh, okay.
Concaves in on itself.
Okay. Yeah, it's got to go that way.
But yeah, if we go boiler here, boiler there, so there's plenty of room there to stick it, plenty of clearance either side, height and below it, plenty of clearance. Flue can go straight out.
Yep.
That's not going to cause issue if you sat out on the back.
Yep.
Come up somewhere around that area.
Yep.
Which is clearance from the windows. Are they all going to be opening?
Yes, I do. There was some question around here as to...
Fire eggs.
Yeah, I believe that one is being converted to that style because I don't think there's enough...
Opening to get people out.
Opening to get people out. But they are opening.
Yeah, that's fine. There's plenty of room from the flue to the openable windows, so we've not got gases going back into the property. The flue
so your point is if that vertical flue is actually coming up further up the ceiling, obviously it's not with how this is situated, but if that was coming up further up, you could have gases coming out the flue into an open window back into the property.
Yes.
Okay, that's consideration. Didn't think about that. Makes sense when you say it out loud though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Cool, let's have a look at the house. Okay, in the house, Chris, where are we putting the boiler? The old boiler used to be here.
Just there, yeah. Options were up there.
I like that option.
Still an option.
Yep.
We've got some key light loft ladders, so they will sit nicely in that hole to allow access for maintenance, removal, install, everything like that.
And would that just be the boiler, or would you get a boiler cylinder in there?
Height-wise, it'd probably fit.
What's your reservations? What's going through your head at the moment?
Reservation is your hot water supply.
Okay.
So because this is furthest away from the kitchen, we'd probably have to run a secondary return, which is you have a pump on your hot supply going back, so you've got a constant circuit. So you've not got a lead time to get hot water to the kitchen sink.
Where else would the cylinder go?
Probably in that first bedroom. But yeah, either the boiler up there, we've then got to make allowances for frost protection because it's not the warmest up there. Or depending on the layout in here, because it is going to be utility, you're going to have your washer, you're going to have your dryer, fridge, freezer. Ease of access, ease of maintenance.
If I'm a homeowner, well,
so
I am a homeowner, and I would like access to my boiler, you know, just
something goes wrong.
Something goes wrong, it's easier to go and check it or speak to an engineer and say my boiler pressure's down, and then you can talk me through it on the phone. I'm not saying that happens often, but it is a consideration.
Could go in here, it's just that window, isn't it?
Why is that a problem?
Getting the flue out. It's openable.
I'm not sure of how deep you need the boiler, but could it sit, see where these shelves are in that corner on that wall? Because I believe if you cored out the back of that, you could get the flue through.
It might work. I'm unsure of the depth of the boiler itself. But yeah, that might work going outside. No pitch on that roof. So yeah, we'd have to go horizontal out the side of the wall.
This is where you're looking for the cylinder to go in?
Yep.
Which I'm assuming there was something in here before.
That probably would have been timbers and a tank sat on the top of them. And then a cylinder low level. But that was for the old open vented system.
And because we're potentially looking at using this space as storage from this room, we could put the Megaflow cylinder in here, box it off but keep access, and that's still to regs.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So what's your plan today, mate?
Plan today is copper's coming this afternoon, or a load of parts coming this afternoon. We're going to start running the cold main from which will be down in the utility room. Firstly up to the cylinder, and then we've got to shoot it over to the kitchen, because the kitchen should be an uninterrupted supply of cold water. So yeah, we've got to get a cold main up to the cylinder, and then over to the kitchen, mark out where we're going to put the rads, because we've measured all them, worked all out, where they're going, how big they are, and then yeah, just crack on.